Hey folks, I'm Melhorn, and in this video we're going to try to pattern some summertime blue cats.
Maybe hooked up on this one. Yep. There we go. Smaller fish. Anchored up on a point here, kind of straight out the back of the boat. I've got the river channel. Got some shallow stuff up around me, just seeing what's in here. Been here about 5 minutes. Got one to the boat. Her belly looks full of mussels. With a mud on her. Not a good sign usually. Eating them mussels, you can see where innards is rolling out to get rid of them. Back alive. One of the questions I get from some people, I also see them online, the different fishing pages, is whether or not you can pattern catfish. A lot of people watch bass fishing shows and they see bass fishermen talking about patterning fish. Basically getting into, what that means is getting into something that they're doing. It can be something they're feeding on, where they're feeding, time of day they're feeding. And the hope is that once you can pattern what fish are doing, you can repeat that in different areas of the lake. And it does work with catfish. Sometimes it's not so much where you're catching them as the time of day that they're biting, what they're feeding on, that kind of thing. But it can be where you're catching them. When it, wintertime, summertime, different weather patterns, different temperature extremes, fish will do certain things repeatedly. And with a little time on the water, talking to some other anglers, you can develop a pattern that will narrow down your search for what is working. And that's all you're doing. You're not pinpointing them to exactly where they're at, but you've got a big huge lake and water goes from 80 feet deep to, ankle deep. Those fish are somewhere in there, and depending on the time of the year and what's going on, they may be in the deepest part, they may be in the shallowest part, they may be on ledges, humps, or suspended. So yes, you can pattern catfish. It does take some time, it takes some experience. It's not something you're gonna pick up on too easily. But if you put some time in on the water and start to pay attention to what's going on, write down what's going on. That was one of the big things I did for over a decade, was keep a fishing log of what was going on, water temperatures, that kind of thing. And it really helped me develop different patterns, different seasonal patterns, and really different weekly patterns with what was going on with the fish that I was after. Boom, got another one going right there. Let me get this rod back out. Just got that fish off the hook. That one in there, let it get the bottom. So I didn't even get that rod back out yet, and that one's going. Look about the same size fish. But I think we have some showers coming in tonight. Trying to get out here today. Another small fish. Another blue. A little bit bigger this time. Got that one on the Demon Dragon style. The last one was on a hooker's terminal tackle rattle. There he is. Good looking fish. Good start. That rod right there looks like it's swimming off. Yep, slow rolling it. Slow rolling it. Boom, there goes that one too. That one's going off. Definitely got a fish on that one. A fish there and a fish here. This one though is swimming out, kind of odd. Like he was going straight away from the boat out the deeper water, but up toward the top. Take it. If you're wondering, hadn't seen my videos yet, these are the new Big Cat Fever rods. Medium action. They're all white. Been trying them out. Got a few trips on the water with them. And so far, they're a dang nice rod. Dang nice rod. Another blue cat. Okay. Nice blue. On there. Back in the water alive. Hooker's terminal tackle line rattle. I've still got, I'm not keeping track anymore. I've done 2 tests and pretty much come to my conclusion on which of these is better, and I think for the money, these are the best way to go. They all catch fish. The Demon Dragon, the Bear Cork, they all catch fish. I just think if you want to use rattles, your best bet is these line rattles from Hooker's Terminal Tackle. It's the cheapest way to go. Speaking of losing one, let's see if this one's still buttoned up. Boom, here we go. This is on the old style Big Cat Fever rod. What I've done is, I'm still fishing these. I just put out a little bit bigger baits on these. That's what I put my big perch heads and stuff out on, and entire fish, that kind of thing. At least that way I know when I get hooked up, you took a big bait. It's a little easier to keep up with which is which. And that's a decent fish. Interesting, my cork's gone. I don't know what happened there. There it is. He's still fine though. Good fish. Nice, about 11 pounds. And there comes the blood. Let's get him back in the water. That one got hooked in the bottom of the throat. Not in the gill, but in the throat. And it always bleeds down there for some reason. I think I'm getting bit on 2, maybe 3 different rods. Thought I've seen this one go. Let's check it first. Yep, there is a fish on that one. Bam. I think I got 2 more rods going off behind me. There we go. Nice fish. He's on top of the water out there. Let's kind of bring it to this side of the anchor rope. Little precision angling here with this fish. Get it to the back of the motor. Over the rope. Back over it. There you go. Go under this. Let's work it over here to this side. Put out 2 extra rods, so I've got kind of a whole big line of stuff here to go through when they're out the back. Good fish. That one's been bit. You can see that bite mark right there. Nice one though. Somebody's home. There he is. Seen it move? I think he came back at the boat. Taking a little bit of line. What we got there? He's swimming funny. Nice blue. Very nice blue. Yes, sir. There he is, folks. Good fish. Back in the water alive. I had these rods out scattered on this drop. There was a point that came out. I was anchored up on the shallow top part of that point. The back of the boat was pointing toward the river channel. So I had the bait scattered out where the river channel starts to slope down, some on the bottom, and then some up here on this top part. All the fish though seem to come off of the drop or actually out of the river channel. This bite went on good for a while. It was on fire, put a lot of fish in the boat, but around 8 o'clock it really started to die off. Fish sometimes once they quit biting, you can anchor on them and wait and hope one feeds, hope one picks up on the scent, but a lot of times you're better off dragging some baits, moving some baits through the water, hitting them in the head and making them mad, and getting them to bite. I got one of these planers going off. It's the first time I put one of these new rods on the planer boards. It's kind of cool to see how it pulls it. It pulls it fine. Usually I run the heavier rods when I'm pulling planers, but just put it out this way. Let me get this perch rod in. This board loose. I'm going to take the time to pull it. Let's see if we can keep it across that line. He's on top of the water back there. I don't know if it's doesn't feel massively huge. I have to put a good bend on this rod. This rod's got a lot of back end to them. Similar to an ugly stick catfish rod, but just a little more oomph to them. Longer handle, longer rod. A little more weight. I think I got another one going off there. This rod, they're not wrapped up together. Big boy's hooked kind of deep. I'm wrapped in the dead gum thing. There we go. There you go. Another one. Nice fish drifting. Get him back alive. Well, the drift bite wasn't on fire, but at least I was catching some fish. I was picking some fish off. It's not crazy great, but sometimes that's the way, you know, they don't bite great all day long. I don't care where you're at. You usually have periods where it's really good and it's really bad. It's kind of the way it goes sometimes in the summertime when you get these fish that have these feeding patterns where they're feeding really good, then it dies off. You need to hit them in the head, sometimes dragging some baits and pulling some baits in front of them. And that's what I was doing. It wasn't crazy, it wasn't on fire, but it was a lot better bite than sitting around anchored. Well, with it being a Saturday in July, I gave it till about 11 o'clock and I decided to pack it on in and take it to the house. 17 fish in the boat. That's a pretty good day. Didn't get a flathead, I didn't get my slam, but still a pretty good day. A lot of fish, and proof that, you know, these summer patterns, you can pattern these fish and kind of dial in what's going on with them. Generally the patterns are, you know, where they're at adjacent to deep water. That's usually what it comes down to, fishing during the day in the middle of the summer.
If you like this channel, please consider subscribing, smash that thumbs up, and be sure to hit that little bell so you'll be notified when any new videos come out. We look forward to seeing you on the water.